Being on the front lines in the fight to educate the next generation is tough. The goal of this podcast is to provide you with important updates, encouragement, and connection. Welcome to the Institute Leaders Lifeline. Hello and welcome to this episode of the Institute Leaders Lifeline. My name is Mike Sinclair, Deputy Superintendent of School Support at the Charter Institute at Erskine. And spring is in the air. As a matter of fact, by the time you watch this, you're going to be through St. Patrick's Day and into spring. We've already changed the clocks. It's hopefully going to get warm at some point in South Carolina, but I promise it's right around the corner. So let's talk a little bit about spring break and how we can transition ourselves into the crazy time of year that we have coming up. Last week, we talked about dealing with that and delegating and working with others in our organization to make sure that we can manage all of the things that we have going on in the spring. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about no pain, no gain. You know, that's been a mantra around the American society for years. And we have a lot of people that can live by that mantra. But as a leader, I'm going to challenge you and say, no pain, no gain is not healthy. We do have outliers that we can look at, like David Goggins, who thrives on pain. He thrives on the 100-miler. He thrives on the overexertion of his physical activity. If you've never heard him speak or his podcast or read his books, first, I'll say they're a little extreme sometimes in the language, but the message is there. You can survive. You can pour in. You can do the extra effort. He is a very inspirational person. Again, be careful of the language if that's something that you're sensitive to. But I use him as that outlier. He's somebody that thrives on pain. That is what motivates him to some extent. He has a lot of other motivators, so I'll let you figure that out if you want to listen to him. But today I'm going to use him as the outlier. So as a leader, we see things like that. As an athlete, we see things like that. And we think, if I am trying to build myself as a leader, if I'm trying to build my stamina, I'm trying to build my strength, I'm trying to whatever you're working on, if I don't feel pain, then I haven't done anything. If I don't feel discomfort, then I haven't done anything. And I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to say that's not necessarily your metric to define whether you have moved forward or not. Remember, we talked a little bit about atomic habits with James Clear. 1% rule, just 1%, just getting better a little bit every day over time has a huge impact. Leaders, I'm going to say this. Do not define yourself by the amount of work you produce or the number of hours you work. It's just unhealthy, but I hear it all the time. I was guilty and I'm still guilty of that myself. Talk about, well, I worked an 80-hour week this week, or I worked a 75-hour, or I was up all night creating this report. And we almost wear it like a badge of courage, a badge of honor, a badge of, look at how hard I'm working. That's just not healthy. It's just not sustainable. There are times in our lives, in our leadership, there are seasons. Let's use that word. There are seasons where that is critical. You are going to have to put in insane amounts of hours, or you're going to produce a lot of work. But I'm going to say this, a great leader learns to delegate. Listen to last week's episode if you want to know some strategies on that. But a great leader delegates so that they are leading. It's a huge transition for a leader to not producing a lot of things, and you're really managing a lot of people who are producing the work. You're not going to have that stack of papers that you have to go through or all the reports on your computer that you have to produce. You're going to be managing people that are going to be working through that. So you still have the responsibility, but you're not up all hours of the night. You're not sitting in the office all hours of the day. Today, this message, I wanted to put that at the front end because we have spring break coming up. So I'm going to ask you to think, take some time. What do you want to do over spring break to unplug? If you're not a school leader, a lot of times you have around Easter, maybe Good Friday, or maybe the next Monday, since Easter, I think, is on a Sunday this year, but you have some extra time. What are you going to do? How are you going to unplug? Because no pain, no gain can lead to injury. And injury means you're out of the game. You've got to stop. You've got to actually remove yourself from whatever that training is. You don't want to get to that point. You don't want something to take you down as a leader to where you have to leave your organization for a day or a period of time to recover before you can plug back in. And I promise you, health-related illnesses are very real. That mental health, that exhaustion can cause significant health-related issues and can take you out of the game. So spring break, take some time. What are the things that you want to accomplish? Back at the Christmas episodes, we listed some. Go to a restaurant you've never gone to. Go on a hike or a walk in an area you've never been to. Go to a park that you've never been to. Find a friend you haven't talked to in a while. Maybe that's your spouse and you've been so busy you haven't had a chance to talk to them. Have those conversations that aren't about work or the kids or the house or the whatever. Have some other conversations. Freshen yourself up. Maybe you have a chance to travel somewhere and go out of town, go to some new location. List those things and hold yourself accountable. I speak from experience to say, I am taking a spring break a week with my family. Well, when my wife told me that we weren't going to leave until Tuesday to go out of town, what did I do? I scheduled meetings for Monday, and I'll be traveling from Greenville down to Columbia for meetings on Monday. I did not take my own advice very well. But on Tuesday, we will be leaving town because my wife knows if she doesn't schedule something for us to leave, I fall into the same trap that I'm warning you about. It's natural. As a leader, we want to produce. We want to show how much we're doing for the organization. I just warn you today, in this episode, our 30th episode, I'm not sure Jacob and I thought that we would get to 30 episodes, but we're here. We're here, and we've got some great things scheduled in the upcoming episodes with some interviews, some new opportunities that we're going to be as an organization presenting to our schools and to the state of South Carolina that we're going to bring to you. So look for those episodes coming up. But today, take spring break. Take a chance to step aside. Make the list because you know you're a list maker. If you're a leader, you're a list maker. Somehow you've got your list. You're checking those boxes. So you know if that's your default as a box checker, make a list for spring break and hold yourself accountable for those things and check those boxes so that you come back better, refreshed, and ready to lead your team because they deserve it. And if you're in the schools, your students deserve it. People count on you. So take care of yourself so you can be that for those that you serve. Take care of yourself this week and take care of your team. Be sure to follow the Institute on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. At Erskine Charters, we'll have all of these resources, including this podcast, mini stories of our schools, and other things. So check us out. The opinions expressed within the content are solely the authors and do not reflect the opinions and beliefs of the Charter Institute at Erskine or its affiliates.